everybody. So it has been a while since I did another update. I know I said I wanted to do vlogging maybe every 2 weeks, but at least by midterm, and I did keep my promise to by midterm. Midterm is next week. So dental hygiene school has been a journey so far. I know in my last video I had talked about how in the beginning of last semester I went through like a really big rut. I was like depressed. I wanted to drop out. I was really overwhelmed. Well, unfortunately, I did that again this semester. The first couple weeks, I think what happens is you come in and they give you all of your requirements and like everything for the whole semester. And you're looking at this big pile of requirements and you're like, there is no way that I'm going to get them done. There's no point. And then I start to be like, why am I even doing this? I should just drop out now. Like I don't want to fail out, so let's just drop out. And I really had to spend a lot of time talking myself out of that. But usually after a few weeks, you lay out your due dates, you start to get things scheduled for clinic, and things start to fall into place, and you're like, okay, I can see it now. So I have to remember to try and compartmentalize things in the beginning of the semester because I look at the big picture and I panic. So just being transparent, there was a lot of tears, a lot of anxiety attacks. I'm still having anxiety attacks, actually. I really should start my medicine, but I just haven't yet. But yeah, so next week is midterm. So now that I've kind of experienced my schedule this semester, I'm going to kind of go through and explain it. I know last time I gave my schedule, but I hadn't really experienced it yet. So on Mondays, I'm off. I usually spend Mondays, I take my youngest to preschool, I usually have to pick up my oldest from his school and take him to therapy. Like I do a lot of our appointments for the family that day just because that's the main day that I can get them done. So I spend a lot of time driving, but I also usually use Monday as my study day because I have a quiz every Tuesday. So Tuesday mornings, I have oral pathology, which we have a quiz every single class. So I always study on Mondays before Tuesday, sometimes over the weekend if I have time, but Monday I'm home by myself other than when I'm taking the kids where they need to go. So I study that day. I have oral pathology and then I have theory. And then we have like a 4.5 hour gap. And then I have clinic where we have to be in there at 4:45. Our patient comes at 5:30. We dismiss at 8:30 for patients. And then I'm usually out in my car by like 9:15, 9:30. And then I'm not home until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. However, during that 4.5 hour gap, I usually do all of my prep work for all of my clinics for the week. So like we have something called a pre-conference script. It's just something that we say to our teachers so they know all of the information that they need to know about our patient before we start. So I do all of those ahead of time. I check forms, I check notes, I prepare for the appointments. And then Wednesdays, which is today, today is Wednesday, I have off for the morning. And then I have my 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock clinic. So I have to be in the clinic by 12:15 to set up. My patient comes at 1 o'clock. I work on them until 4 o'clock. And then we're usually out by like 5:15. And then that's all I have today. And then Thursdays we have rotations. I am off tomorrow. However, we go to different places. So like there's one that's the furthest away for me. That one got canceled for me, so I won't do that one until next semester. But that one is like doing dental care for the community that maybe is lower income and doesn't have access. So you could like walk in and have an SRP at 8 o'clock in the morning. The Cavitron may not work and you might have to hand scale. It's a little stressful, but you only do one patient and you have an hour and a half. So if it's an SRP, you're only doing 2 quads. The other person that goes with you is your assistant. And then after that patient, you switch and you're the assistant and they do a patient. And that's it. It's a great opportunity to serve the community. And then we have one that we go to state-ran schools to do free screenings and free cleanings. I just did one of those. It was like 3 to 5 year olds. That was fun. And then we have ones just at our school where we do screenings to have patients for our clinic. And then also, I don't know what the other one is because I haven't went there yet. I go there in a few weeks, I think. And then some Thursdays I just have off. If I have off, same thing as Mondays, I use that time to kind of like work on assignments. I have 3 big assignments I have to get done. I have a case study paper I have to write. I have a research PowerPoint that I have a group project with. And then I have a research paper that I have a partner with. And that one's pretty big. There's like 8 to 10 like peer-reviewed journals that we have to use. So I have a lot of reading to get done so we can start writing that paper. And then Fridays, I have Friday morning clinic. So that's from 8 to 12. So we have to be in there at 7:15. Patient comes at 8. Patient is dismissed at 11. We're usually out by like 12:15 at the latest. And then I'm off the rest of the day. So it is nice having a 3-day weekend. I will say one thing I can appreciate about this semester is that I have more free time and family time, where like last year that wasn't really a thing. It's because we have less classes and more clinic. So I spend less time with assignments because I don't have as much now. Most of my time is actually spent like coordinating with patients, scheduling, planning out like how to meet certain requirements, like what patient am I going to take what evaluation with. I had to like pick a case study. I have to pick a scale final, which I still haven't had approved. I tried to approve one and they denied it, so they have to be a certain calc level. And then scale finals on a specific day, so that person that's approved has to be able to come in on that day. And then we have to see 15 patients this semester. 2 of them have to be like the highest calc level. 5 of them are like the medium, the calc 2s, and then 8 calc 1s. 1 can be a child, or you can see I think 1 child can count and 1 adolescent. I don't fully remember. But I've done a lot of my evaluations already. Oh, my phone is going to die. So honestly, that's about it so far. We have midterms coming up next week. I can do an update after midterms. But some of the evaluations I've done so far, just to give you a few examples, I've done a perio-summative, which is like the final test. I did 2 magnetoformatives, which are like quizzes, and the magnetosummative. That's kind of like I just tested off. Now I don't need step down checks, and I can scale more of the mouth before needing checks now, which is great because I'm getting further in my appointments. Last semester, Calc 1 was taking me 3 to 4 appointments. This semester, I'm at 2 appointments. I'm hoping to get to 1. That would be great. I've done scaling techniques, which is hand scaling 1 quad on a Calc 2. And then again, when I say Calc 2 or BLCs, these are school specific. This isn't something that's talked about out in the real world, so your school might not have these terms. I had to have like 2 BLC 3s, which are like stage 2 perio, and then I needed 2 BLC 2s, which is like stage 1, and then we don't have BLC requirements, which is gingivitis. But yeah, other than that, the rest of the week and this weekend, I'm probably going to spend studying for midterms. I only have 1 midterm next week, which is oral path. And then after fall break, I have my theory midterm. So it's kind of nice. I get to break up the studying a little bit. Last semester, we didn't really have that privilege. But if you guys have any questions or if there's anything specific you want me to talk about, just leave me a comment and I can make a video. Even if this is 5 years later and I'm not in school anymore, feel free to still comment, and I will do my best to answer your question based on my experience. Obviously, every school is different. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will update you next time. Have a great day.